Hello everyone and welcome to Envision Academy. Today we'll analyze the 10th February Assam Tribune editorials. Okay. Now I've taken two topics and আমি ইয়াতে চাওঁ যে Nipah Virus এটা টপিক হয় আৰু চাব পাৰোঁ যে connectivity driving youth empowerment এইটো এটা টপিক হয়, দুটা আৰ্টিকেল হয় এণ্ড এই দুটা আৰ্টিকেলৰ থ্ৰু দি আমি বহুত সংখ্যক বস্তু গম পাম, বহুতখিনি ইনফৰ্মেশ্যন আমি লাভ কৰিম যোনটো নেকি আমাক প্ৰিলিমছ আৰু মেইনছ বহুত এক্সামত বহুত ভালকৈ হেল্প কৰিম। চ' ভিডিঅ'ৰ এণ্ডটোলৈকে আপোনালোকে থাকক। অ'কে, ভেৰি ইনফৰ্মেটিভ ভিডিঅ'। অ'কে, ঠিক আছে। নাও মই যিহেতু এভৰি আৰ্টিকেল ৰিড কৰি যাওঁ, ডেটছ মাই ৱে। চ' কানেক্টিভিটি ড্ৰাইভিং ইউথ এম্পাৱাৰমেণ্ট। চ' ইউ অল ৰিড উইথ মি। অ'কে, কনৰাড কে চাংমা, দ্য মেঘালয়া চিফ CM. Okay, improved connectivity across the Northeast is empowering youth, expanding opportunities, strengthening confidence, and transforming mobility into a foundation for inclusive growth. Not long ago, I met a young footballer from a village outside Shillong. He spoke about discipline, training, and sacrifice. Then he paused and said something simple. Sir, reaching trials is harder than playing the game. That sentence stayed with me. It captures what too many young people in the Northeast have lived with for decades. For over 70 years since independence, the region carried a quite disadvantage. Not a lack of talent or ambition, but a lack of access. Dreams often traveled faster than people could, but that is finally changing. For young people, mobility is everything. It determines whether education feels within reach, whether jobs feel attainable, and whether talent feels recognized. In the Northeast, roads, railways, and airports are not just infrastructure projects. They make the difference between merely dreaming about the future and actually being able to pursue it. Across the Northeast, infrastructure is no longer an afterthought. It is a priority. What was once delayed is now being built with urgency. Because time matters most to the young. Regional mobility within the Northeast has been the first breakthrough. When states are better connected, collaboration becomes natural. Students cross borders for education, athletes compete more often, and entrepreneurs build regional networks, allowing a shared ecosystem to gradually take shape. Yet, connectivity within the region is only half the story. For the youth in Meghalaya, seamless access to mainland India is where opportunity truly expands. As national institutions, industries, and platforms no longer feel distant. With better access comes greater confidence. Young people stop asking whether they belong and begin proving that they do. Guwahati sits at the center of this shift. It has long been the gateway to the Northeast. Today, it is becoming a more reliable connector. The new terminal at Lokapriya Gopinath Bardolo International Airport reflects this transition. Built for scale and efficiency, it strengthens air connectivity across the region. Developed by Adani Airports Holdings Limited, AAHL, the terminal quietly enables movement that once felt complicated. For young people from Meghalaya, better access through Guwahati means fewer missed chances and less anxiety around travel. Interviews are reached on time, exams are attended without fear, and opportunities begin to feel closer. Infrastructure may appear technical, but its impact is deeply human. On the other hand, the expansion of Meghalaya's Umroi Airport marks a significant step in the state's long-term vision to strengthen connectivity and support sustainable growth. As work progresses steadily, the project reflects a clear commitment to improving access to and from the state, particularly for a region where geography has historically posed challenges. For Meghalaya, air connectivity is more than a convenience. It is a vital link connecting people to education, employment, healthcare, markets, and opportunities beyond the state. The expansion of Umroi Airport is expected to enhance the state's ability to handle larger aircraft and more frequent services. This will play an important role in making Meghalaya more accessible. Improved regional connectivity strengthens the state's economic foundation by enabling smoother movement of people, goods, and services. Together, these gains drive productivity, job creation, and sectoral growth, directly contributing to Meghalaya's objective of achieving a $10 billion economy. I see these gains in musicians moving between Shillong and Mumbai with age, in entrepreneurs carrying ideas across cities, and in students who explore the world without losing their roots. This is what inclusive growth looks like. Opportunities should not depend on geography, and talent should not be limited by terrain. The Northeast waited very long for this moment. For years, the gap was acknowledged but not addressed at scale. That hesitation is now giving way to action. Connectivity is being built with intent because delay costs young lives momentum. Yes. In Meghalaya, empowering youth has always been central to our vision. When infrastructure supports aspiration, young people rise, they innovate, they compete, and they contribute with confidence. When young people travel, they carry the Northeast with pride. They represent the region not as an exception, but as a voice. They return with experience, ideas, and belief. The future of the Northeast will be written by its youth. Our responsibility is clear. Remove distance from their path. When young dreams learn to move, an entire region moves with them. Yes. So this article is very much important from GS paper 3 infrastructure and GS paper 5 Assam specific and Northeast. Okay. Oh, so very nice article written by Conrad K. Sangma that connectivity drives youth empowerment. Okay. So there should be no delay in infrastructure and connectivity, infrastructure creation and connectivity building. Right. Okay. Now, as discussed in the article, there was a historical disadvantage that for 70 years since independence, for over 70 years, the Northeast has labored under a quite disadvantage. Dreams were confined by rugged geography and inadequate infrastructure, making opportunities feel perpetually distant. So, our Northeast is geography, rugged geography, right? So, hills and alls and inadequate infrastructure. Infrastructure lacking connectivity problem, the chicken neck corridor, districts, right? So, making opportunities feel perpetually distant. Why mobility is everything? Now, for the youth, as discussed in the article, as part of the article, we summarize today. Accessibility of education and jobs, recognition of talent, the fundamental shift from dreaming about the future to actively pursuing it. So, accessibility of education and jobs. So, I got admission in higher beleg state of beleg country and job opportunities get restricted. There is a lack of connectivity or mobility, right? Recognition of talent. Right, so মই ইয়াতে থাকি যিমানখিনি কৰোঁ মই ফুটবল খেলিব জানিলোঁ মই ভলীবল খেলিব জানো I know cricket okay সেইটো talent আছে but no connectivity so no one will see my talent মই সেইটো কেনেকৈ বিশ্ববিখ্যাত কেনেকৈ so right so that's the thing so everything gets limited okay the fundamental shift from dreaming about the future to actively pursuing it I can only dream about the future but I cannot pursue it so কাহিনী না কাহিনী আমাৰ fundamental rights কেইটাও violate হৈ আছে okay so infrastructure creation or connectivity will actually reinforce our fundamental rights. Okay. The infrastructure revolution, two-pronged approach. Infrastructure is now a top priority, not an afterthought, built with urgency because time matters most to the youth. Right. Intra-regional connectivity, the first vector, better connections between northeastern states foster natural collaboration. So that's the thing. Students cross borders for education, athletes compete more, and entrepreneurs build regional networks, and this creates a shared ecosystem. Now, connection to mainland India, the true expansion of opportunities. Seamless access to mainland India for youth in states like Meghalaya, Assam, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and in states on Northeast. Okay. National institutions, industries, and platforms no longer feel distant now, right? This builds confidence and replaces questions of belonging with true profit. So, junto ami notun airport etar kotha pohilo, Nebro airport in Meghalaya. So, especially teo CM sabe Meghalaya CM etu karone ligisile, right? The seamless access to mainland India. It's not a dream, it's a reality. Now, Guwahati, the evolving gateway. Okay. Along the region's gateway, Guwahati is now becoming a Northeast region's gateway, is now becoming a more reliable connector. The new terminal at Lokapriya Gopinath Bardala International Airport, built for scale and efficiency, symbolizes this shift. Okay. Human impact for Meghalaya's youth. This means that Guwahati Lokapriya Gopinath Bardala Airport new terminal to Karne. For Meghalaya's youth, this means because Guwahati Meghalaya very proximity to both home and very proximity. So for Meghalaya's youth, this means reaching interviews and exams on time with less travel anxiety and fewer missed chances. It's our year per youth. Notice about both youth job bahirot exam dibo jay hai Delhi or other states of so exams of interviews of anything. They can travel with less anxiety and fewer missed chances. Right. Infrastructure may appear technical, but its impact is deeply human. Meghalaya's strategic leap, Umbro Airport expansion. This project is a significant step in the state's long-term vision to overcome geographical challenges. Modern convenience. It's a vital link for education. তারপর বাইরত মানুহ এডুকেট হবলৈ যাব এমপ্লয়মেন্টৰ কাৰণে যাব হেল্থ কেয়াৰ ফেচিলিটিজ উড বি accessible and markets should be more accessible বাহিৰৰ market. Expected outcomes, ability to handle larger aircraft and more frequent services, making the state more accessible. Economic vision, এটা গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ কথা কৈছিলে $10 billion ইকনমি বনাবলৈ চেষ্টা ইকনমিক ভিজনৰ কথা কৈছিলে CMA, right? Meghalaya CM, right? The tangible vision of inclusive growth. Musicians moving easily between Shillong and Mumbai. The example যোনটো দিছিলে, right? entrepreneurs carrying ideas across cities, students exploring the world without losing their roots. This embodies inclusive growth where opportunity no longer depends on geography and talent is not limited by terrain or specifically rugged terrain on the Northeast. Okay. Final call to action. The future of the Northeast will be written by its youth. Our responsibility is clear. Remove distance from their path. When your young dreams learn to move, an entire region will move with that. So the entire Northeast will move. Our culture, our way of living, everything would be transcendental. Okay. Now, Umrah Airport কথা কৈছিলে তো Umrah Airport কি অকমান মই ইয়াতে লিখি দিছে situated 30 km from the city center. Okay, it's in Rigoi district. It spans across for 61.73 acres and is managed by the Airports Authority of India, also called AAI. One domestic terminal that can manage up to 100 passengers at once. This includes both arriving and departing passengers. Inside, there are 6 counters available for check-in. So that's the basic thing about Umrah Airport. When this was no info karne, that is more relatable of article 2. New Guwahati Airport Terminal. এইটো কথা কৈছিলে এইটো আমাৰ কাৰণে বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় আপকামিং এক্সামছৰ কাৰণে ঠিক আছে ইয়াৰ ডিটেইলছখিনি চাই ল'ব কেতিয়া হৈছিলে কি হৈছিলে নেম এণ্ড ডিজাইন থিম দ্য বেম্বু অৰ্কিডছ এইটো নেম এণ্ড ডিজাইন থিমটো কি হয় দ্য বেম্বু অৰ্কিডছ ইনস্পায়াৰ্ড বাই আছামছ কপৌ ফুল ফক্সটেইল অৰ্কিড যোনটো বুলি কয় এণ্ড ৰিজনেল বেম্বু তো কপৌ ফুলৰ চাইণ্টিফিক নেম ফক্সটেইল অৰ্কিড এইটো মনত হ'ব মানে অ'কে এণ্ড ৰিজনেল বেম্বু ঠিক ইনগুৰেশ্যন বাই প্ৰাইম মিনিষ্টাৰ নৰেন্দ্ৰ মোদী Operation start end of February 2025. Developer and operator built by Guwahati International Airport Limited, operated by Adani Airport Holdings Limited (AHL). Key feature uses 140 metric tons of locally sourced bamboo. That's a very important thing. Eto phudibo pare 140 metric tons of locally sourced bamboo. Aru apunar main shot answer writing auto eto likhibo pare local to hobe. Okay, local to hobe, right? And annual capacity can handle 13.1 million passengers by 2032. Current traffic fiscal year 24-25, Guwahati Airport handled 6.5 million passengers. It's important to note down. National rank currently the 10th busiest airport in India. Total investment 5,000 crore for the airport development, including 1,000 crore for an MRO facility. ঠিক আছে এই মেইনটেনেন্স আৰু ৰিপেয়াৰ ফেচিলিটি অ'কে এইটো MRO ফেচিলিটিটো এইটো ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় কাৰণ এয়াৰপৰ্টবিলাক অভাৰহল হয় নহয় মেইনটেনেন্স কৰিব লাগে ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰিব লাগে চ' এইখিনি গোটেইখিনি ফেচিলিটি বনিব এইটোৰ কাৰণে এক্সট্ৰা এটা ভিডিঅ' আনিম মই ইন ডিটেইল ইয়াতে হেৰি কৰাটো সম্ভৱ নহ'ব না হাব ৰোল চাৰ্ভছ এজ এ ক্ৰিটিকেল এভিয়েশ্যন হাব ফৰ অল 8 নৰ্থ ইষ্টাৰ্ণ ষ্টেটছ এইটো হয় আমাৰ গুৱাহাটী এয়াৰপৰ্ট লোকপ্ৰিয় গোপীনাথ বৰদলৈ এয়াৰপৰ্ট international airport. Okay, the terminal is equipped with DG Yatra for contactless processing, smart checking systems, and expansive passenger areas. Planned integrated cargo infrastructure will boost regional trade, logistics, and job creation. LGBI airport কাৰণে কিছুমান ফেক্টছ আছে যে ফিস্কেল ইয়াৰ 2024-25 ট্ৰাফিক কিমান আছিলে 6.57 million total passengers. Okay, it includes 91,594 international passengers. So tourism boost হৈ আছে. Flight operations 45,410 domestic and 1009 international air traffic movements or ATMs. So ইয়াতে একচুৱেলি এই আৰ্টিকলখনত অকণ কানেক্টিভিটি এয়াৰপৰ্টৰ কথা কোৱা গৈছিলে সেইকাৰণে মই এইখিনি ডাটা শ্বেয়াৰ কৰিলোঁ হোপ এইখিনি বস্তু আপোনালোকৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব কামত আহিব Now, what is the importance of in general এতে কথা পাতো আমি যে আৰ্টিকলৰ পৰা আমি কি বস্তু একচেপ্ট ল'ব পাৰোঁ বা কি বস্তু ইমপ্লিচিট আছিলে এইখনত so importance of infrastructure and connectivity so how it is important okay now different dimensionত মই ডিসকাস কৰিম আমি ঠিক আছে now first is economic growth now both simply মই লিখিছো actually so easily বুজি পাব আপোনালোকে ঠিক আছে মই জাস্ট পঢ়ি যাম আপোনালোকে ৰিলেট কৰি যাব okay জাস্ট মাইণ্ডত এটা মেপ বনাই ল'ব ৰিলেট কৰিব ট্ৰাই কৰিব যে হয় নহয় যে ইম্পৰ্টেন্স অফ ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ কি কৰিব পাৰে The প্ৰথমটো হ'ল economic growth. Good roads, railways and airports make business easier, cheaper and faster. হয় না? This attracts investment, creates jobs and boosts the entire economy. Business কি হ'ব? Easy হ'ব, cheaper হ'ব, faster হ'ব and faster হ'ব, জলদি হ'ব. This attracts আৰু investment আহিব সেইটো কাৰণে আৰু job create হ'ব, investment আহা মানে কি? Business আহা মানে কি? নতুন job creation হ'ব, employment হ'ব, হয় না? And boosts the entire economy. Jobs and livelihoods. Infrastructure projects create immediate jobs. More importantly, they connect people to bigger job markets, turning population into productive workforce. It only population hole to फायदा নাই না এই population তে use কৰি কিনে employ কৰি কিনে এটো কি কৰিব লাগে productive workforce বনাব লাগে okay education a good college is useless if you can't reach it হয় না নহয় that good college আছে but if you can't reach it it's useless connectivity ensures students from villages can access quality education and compete fairly হয় না capacity build কৰিবলৈ help কৰে so it's a bridge Healthcare in emergencies, roads and airports are lifelines. Better infrastructure means faster access to hospitals, saving lives, especially in remote areas. Okay. Social equality promote kore. Infrastructure bridges the gap between hills and cities. It gives everyone, regardless of where they are born, a fair chance at opportunities. Okay. youth empowerment for young people. Connectivity means they can actually go to that interview, sports trial or exam. যেনেকে article কোৱা হৈছিল হয় না? It turns dreams into achievable goals. National unity. When states are well connected, people interact more. Peopleৰ মাজত মানুহৰ মাজত কি হ'ব? ভাৰতবৰ্ষৰ বিভিন্ন ষ্টেটৰ বিভিন্ন ৰাজ্যৰ মানুহৰ মাজত interaction বেছি হ'ব. Then this will build mutual understanding and a stronger and more united country. হয় না? বহুত ধুনীয়া point এইটো. So entrepreneurship. Startups need to move goods, meet clients and get supplies quickly. Good infrastructure reduces these hurdles and encourages new businesses. So এতে বুঝাব একো নাই startups and business হয় না? It needs to move goods বিলাক বস্তু বাহিনীবিলাক move কৰি থাকিব লাগিব, clientক meet কৰিব লাগিব হয় না? And get supplies বিলাক আহি থাকিব লাগিব businessৰ কাৰণে. So it will get boosted হয় না? Reduce হ'ব hurdles বিলাক reduce হ'ব যদি ৰাস্তা ভাল থাকে, যদি ৰেল লাইন কানেক্টিভিটি থাকে, যদি easy access of air traffic থাকে, air traffic movement থাকে, this aviation sector to থাকে হয় না? easy access to the airport থাকে, then it will encourage new businesses, right? এতিয়া যিটো অসমত দেখি আছোঁ আমি যে semiconductor industry এটা setup হৈ আছে, right? হৈ আছে মানে হৈ আছে. Now, number 9, cultural growth. Artists and athletes need to travel to share their talent. Connectivity takes local culture to the world without losing its essence. Artists and athletes need to travel to share their talent. Connectivity takes local culture to the world without losing its essence. Now, especially আৰু এটা infrastructure আৰু connectivity, আৰু এটা connectivity কথা কি digital connectivity কথাটো আজিকালি বহুত important হয় না? এটা next কেতিয়াবা article পালে digital transformation ওপৰত, then we discuss about the digital connectivity. তাত আৰু depth of যাম এইটো cultural growth এইটো কথা. And security, strong roads and airports in border areas help in rapid movement of security forces and aid, strengthening both safety and development. Disaster management, when floods or earthquakes hit, robust infrastructure is crucial for quick evacuation and delivering relief, saving lives and speeding recovery. So disaster time obviously কিমান বেছি important হয় robust infrastructure. Now, governance, if a road does not reach a village, government schemes and services into government scheme কিবা আহিছে, service আহিছে and government দিব খুজিছে কিবা এটা মানুহক welfare benefit, then it won't reach there, right? Any village গৈয়ে নাপাব. Connectivity ensures benefits actually reach the people. So এইখিনি বস্তু বহুতখিনি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট, গোটেইখিনি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয়. চ' আমি দেখিছোঁ যে ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ আৰু কানেক্টিভিটি এই কেনেকৈ ট্ৰান্সফৰ্মেশ্যন এটা আনি দিব পাৰে ইন এইচ এণ্ড এভৰি ডাইমেনশ্যন, ইচ এণ্ড এভৰি চেক্টৰ, ৰাইট? বহুতখিনি জেগাত চব অলমষ্ট এভৰিথিং ইট ইম্পেক্টছ আছ অল, ৰাইট? চ' সেইটো নততে আগবাঢ়ি যাওঁ যে এভিয়েশ্যন চেক্টৰৰ আমাৰ ইণ্ডিয়াৰ মই কিছুমান কি ফেক্টছ আনিছোঁ, যিহেতু ইয়াতে আছিলে তো ইয়াতে দি দিলোঁ মই. চ' আপোনালোকে বেলেগ জেগাত বিচাৰিব নালাগে. উইকলি ডমেষ্টিক ফ্লাইটছ ইন ইণ্ডিয়া হেভ জাম্প ফ্ৰম এবাউট 3,500 in 2000 to over 22,000 in 2024. So very huge. Flying has become affordable. Budget airlines like Indigo and Air India have made air travel possible for a huge number of passengers. The future looks busy. 1,000 new planes ISA. Airport network has expanded. India has 158 operational airports. Remarkably, 84 of these airports were built or opened in just the last 10 years. চাहे greenfield হওক, নতুন project হওক, like the stretcher পৰা বনোৱা বা brownfield হওক, যোনটো আপোনাৰ brownfield মানে already existing project হওক আমি advance কৰিছোঁ বা upgrade কৰিছোঁ. Yes. কি গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট ইনিচিয়েটিভছ ফৰ ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ সেইখিনি মই ইয়াতে আনি দিছোঁ, বেলেগ জেগাত যাব নালাগে আপোনালোকে. PM Shakti 2021 objective, break down silos between ministries to enable integrated Gati Shakti 2021 enable integrated planning and execution of infrastructure. গোটেইখিনি ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট মিনিষ্ট্ৰিজবিলাক একেলগত আনি কিনে they should be working in cooperation and coordination. Okay. And digital platform for mapping all existing and proposed infrastructure to identify and close gaps aims to cut logistics costs and boost manufacturing. ঠিক আছে. নেশ্যনেল ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ পাইপলাইন, ইয়াৰ পৰা PM Gati Shaktiটো যাব পইচাটো 111 লাখ crore plan for social and economic projects costing over 100 crore each. Okay. Bharatmala Pariyojana, জানে এইটো national corridors, Golden Quadrilateral, North South East West corridor and develop new economic corridors for freight. ঠিক আছে. Develop 34,800 kilometers of roads including ongoing works with 35 multi-modal logistics parks. এইখিনি বনাব লাগিব. Bharatmala Pariyojana phase 1 approved in 2017, total estimated cost rupees 5.35 lakh crore. ঠিক আছে. সাগৰমালা প্ৰগ্ৰাম যেহেতু নামৰ পৰাই গম পাই আছে 2015 আহিছিলে, প্ৰমোট পোৰ্ট লেড ডেভেলপমেণ্ট বাই মডাৰ্নাইজিং পোৰ্টছ, এনহেন্সিং কানেক্টিভিটি এণ্ড ডেভেলপিং পোৰ্ট লিংক ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰিয়েলাইজেশ্যন, ফ'কাছেছ অন পোৰ্ট মডাৰ্নাইজেশ্যন, কানেক্টিভিটি, কোষ্টেল কমিউনিটি ডেভেলপমেণ্ট এণ্ড চিপি. অ'কে. নাও উড়ান স্কিম, উড়ে দেশ কা আম নাগৰিক স্কিম, ঠিক আছে, 2016 আনিছিলে, মেক এয়াৰ ট্ৰেভেল এফৰ্ডেবল এণ্ড এক্সেচিবল টু কমন চিটিজেন্স বাই কানেক্টিং আণ্ডাৰচাৰ্ভড or unserved airports. So এইকেইটা কানেক্ট কৰি কিনে বা এইকেইটা আপগ্ৰেড কৰি কিনে হয় না, এনেকৈ আমাৰ পাছিঘাটত হলংগি এইটো তাৰপিছত আপোনাৰ এইটো যোনটো আছিলে এইটো Saure Desh ka Aam Nagrik, air travel affordable and accessible to common citizens. Provides viability gap funding BGF to airlines to keep fares on regional routes, includes heliports and water aerodromes also. ঠিক আছে, চাই ল'ব এইখিনি আৰু এবাৰ। নাও এটা বহুত ডাঙৰ চেলেঞ্জ, খুবেই ডাঙৰ চেলেঞ্জ আমাৰ ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰৰ কাৰণে। নাও কি হয় কি আমাৰ $30 trillion economy by 2047. This is our develop India vision, right? So India must now bridge a monumental gap. আৰু আমি কাম কৰিছোঁ কিমান ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত অকল 10% কাম হৈছে টিল ডেট। অ'কে 10 to 15%। নাও কনষ্ট্ৰাক্টিং আৰু 90% কাম আমাৰ বাকী আছে ফ্ৰম দ্য গ্ৰাউণ্ড। ঠিক আছে, চ' দিছ ইজ দ্য ৰিকুৱাৰ্ড ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ। নাও মোৰ 90% আমি কাম কৰিব লাগিব 100% হ'বলৈ টু বিকাম এ $30 trillion ইকনমি বাই 2047। চ' এইখিনি বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট ডাটা, দিছ ইজ এ ভেৰি ইম্পেক্টফুল ডাটা, ৰাইট? চ' ক্ৰিটিচিজমত বা ক্ৰিটিকেল এনালাইজত আমি ইউজ কৰিব পাৰোঁ এইখিনি। অ'কে, to realize its ambitious vision of a $30 trillion economy by 2047, India must now bridge a monumental gap, constructing roughly 90% of the required infrastructure from the ground up. Okay. এতিয়া এইটো আৰ্টিকেলৰ বেচিছত মই প্ৰেক্টিছ কুৱেশ্যন এটা দিছিলোঁ। India's northeast is not a frontier but a front runner in its active policy. In this context, analyze how strategic connectivity projects can transform the region into India's economic and diplomatic gateway to ASEAN. So keywordsবিলাক আইডেণ্টিফাই কৰি ল'ব আৰু ট্ৰাই টু ৰাইট দিছ এনচাৰ। ছাবমিট ইট ফৰ ইভালুৱেশ্যন। টেলিগ্ৰাম চেনেলৰ লিংক মই ডেছক্ৰিপশ্যনত প্ৰভাইড কৰি দিম, তাতে যদি দিয়ে মই মোৰ তাত এতিয়ালৈকে এটাও এনচাৰ অহা হয়। যদি আপোনালোকে লিখে তেতিয়া আমি আৰু মটিভেট হ'ম আৰু ধুনীয়াকৈ আৰু বস্তুবিলাক আপোনালোকৰ কাৰণে আনিবলৈ আমি উৎসুক হ'ম, ৰাইট? চ' দেট উইল বি আৱাৰ মটিভেশ্যন। ঠিক আছে, নেক্সট আৰ্টিকেল ইজ অফ নিপা ভাইৰাছ, GS3 Science and Technology. Important. Okay, let's read it. Nipah virus is a zoonotic virus, meaning it is primarily transmitted from animals to humans. Zoonotic virus transmitted from animals to humans. Although it can also spread through contaminated food and direct human-to-human contact also. Okay. First identified in 1998 during an outbreak among pig farmers in Malaysia. The virus later spread to Singapore through imported infected pigs. Since 1999, Malaysia and Singapore have reported no new outbreaks. However, Nipah virus infections have continued to appear in countries such as India and Bangladesh, with Bangladesh experiencing nearly annual outbreaks. India has reported periodic cases in several regions, including the latest outbreak in 2026. A separate outbreak occurred in the Philippines in 2014, with no further cases reported afterward. Humans can become infected through direct contact with infected animals such as bats, pigs, or horses, or by consuming fruits and raw dead palm sap contaminated by bat saliva or urine. The virus can also spread between people, particularly in healthcare settings and among family members who have close contact with infected individuals. Poor ventilation, overcrowded hospitals, and inadequate infection control measures can significantly increase the risk of transmission. The incubation period typically ranges from 3 to 14 days, but can extend up to 45 days in rare cases. While some infected individuals remain asymptomatic, most develop fever along with neurological symptoms such as headache and confusion, or respiratory problems like cough and difficulty breathing. Additional symptoms may include fatigue, dizziness, vomiting, and diarrhea. Severe cases often involve encephalitis, brain swelling, which can lead to death. It can also cause death, right? Although many survivors recover fully, about 1 in 5 may experience long-term neurological complications. Diagnosing Nipah virus is challenging because its symptoms resemble those of other infectious diseases. Laboratory tests such as RT-PCR and antibody detection through ELISA are essential for confirmation. Since patient samples pose a biohazard risk, testing must be conducted in specialized laboratories by trained professionals. There is currently no approved vaccine or specific antiviral treatment for Nipah virus. Early diagnosis and high-quality supportive care such as oxygen therapy, hydration, organ support, and treatment of complications are critical for improving survival rates. Reducing exposure to bats and infected animals, boiling raw dead palm juice, washing fruits thoroughly, and using protective gears or equipment when handling sick animals are key preventive measures. In healthcare settings, strict infection control practices, including patient isolation and protective gear, are essential. Surveillance, research, and community awareness must also be strengthened. Although Nipah virus is a serious and potentially fatal disease, the current situation is not considered alarming. Health authorities emphasize that its spread can be controlled through timely precautions, early isolation of infected individuals, and strong public health measures. With increased awareness, preparedness, and ongoing research, the risks posed by Nipah virus can be effectively managed and future outbreaks contained. And GS3 science and tech perspective are important. Now, message that he has matter for today by C and Jode. Creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. So, essay data topic over. Okay. So, kindly, upon how you to be contemplate you, right? Now, what is Nipah virus? Is infection is a newly emerging zoonosis that causes new to know causes severe disease in both animals and humans. Nipah virus was first identified in 1998. I mean, পঢ়িলো যেটো article গোটেইখিনি বস্তু পোৱাই হৈ গৈছে almost everything. So it is all informative হয় আৰু জানিব লাগে মানে এইটো বিষয়. So এইকাৰণে মই দিছো so that আপোনালোক aware হওক অলপ. Okay, আৰু ওচৰৰ পাজৰৰ family members সকো ওচৰৰ পাজৰৰ মানুহক neighbors সকো on aware কৰিব Nipah virus. Okay. 1998 during an outbreak in Malaysia. Fruit bats are natural hosts of Nipah virus. Previous outbreaks in India, January February 2001 celebrated cases 66, deaths 45%. So around 68% death here. So very severe, right? April 2007 to Nadia West Bengal cases 5 deaths 5 fatality rate 100%. Look, so contact with other natural host to fruit bats. Fruit খাই দিয়ে তো saliva বা urine লগা better saliva লগা যদি আমি খাই দিও তো আমাৰ হবই. Okay. Transmission of Nipah virus to humans may occur after direct contact with infected bats and pigs or over. Now, I to khalu by consuming food eaten by infected bats, but to contact contact the so more so contact with other NIV Nipah virus infected people till spread. So okay. Now, what is zoonotic disease? I mean, a zoonotic virus spreads from animals to humans, can also spread via contaminated food and human contact. Okay. First outbreak 1998 in Malaysia, Singapore. I mean, nearly annual in Bangladesh, periodic in India. Ebar ako aise 2026 25 পৰা হাই স্টার্ট হৈছিল কেৰালাত আমি ভাইৰাছৰ কেसेছ পাইছিলো. Transmission contact with infected bats or pigs consuming contaminated fruit or dead palm, safe and human to human contact, especially in healthcare or remedies. Symptoms: incubation 3 to 14 days up to 45, fever, headache, confusion, cough, breathing difficulties. Severe cases involve encephalitis or brain swelling, which can be pattern. Diagnosis challenging. Symptoms resemble other diseases. Requires lab tests, RT-PCR, ELISA test in specialized facilities. Treatment and prevention. No approved vaccine. It is so what's important. No approved vaccine or specific drug. Care is supportive, oxygen and hydration care. And prevention focuses on avoiding bad shape, or raw shape, washing fruit, strict hospital infection control, and patient isolation. And Riva virine bully eta antiviral ase. It will on help for it, but common help here just. Okay. Now outlook: serious and potentially fatal, but not currently alarming. Spread is controllable with early precautions, isolation, and public health measures. Okay. Now Nipah virus বিষয়ে অলপমান মই ইনফৰমেশন দিছিলো অলপমান ডেপথত APSC বা UPSC কৰিব পাৰে আপোনালোকক. So it is a negative sense single stranded RNA virus protected by an outer membrane. ঠিক আছে, তো নেগেটিভ সেন্স মানে কি হয়, আমাৰ সেলস বিলাকে এইটো অকণ বুজি লওক একদম ইজি হয় যে আমাৰ সেলস বিলাকে কি হয় যেনেকৈ ফটো এটা যেনেকৈ দেখিলো আমি তো ফটো এটা দেখি কিনে আমি ফটোটোৰ পৰা গম পালো যে এইটো মানুহ হয়, ঠিক আছে। সো ঠিক তেনেধৰণে তেনেকৈ সেলসে এই ভাইৰাছক দেখি কিনে গম পাব যে ভাইৰাছৰ ফটো দেখি কিনে গম পাব যে এইটো ভাইৰাছ হয়। বাট ইহঁতে কি কৰে নিপা ভাইৰাছৰ নেগেটিভ সেন্স মানে যেনেকৈ ফটোৰ নেগেটিভ দেখিলেতো আমি ক'ব নোৱাৰো নহয় এইটো এইজন মানুহ, ঠিক তেনেধৰণে ইহঁতে নিজৰ নেগেটিভ ইমেজ এটা বনাই আনে। অ'কে, নট দ্য প্ৰপাৰ ইমেজ যোনটো আমি দেখোঁ। আগতে যে নেগেটিভ চলিছিলে এটা ফটো থাকে এটা নেগেটিভ থাকে, তো এই নেগেটিভটো ধুৱাই কিনে তাৰপিছত ফটোটো ওলায় হয় নহয়। তো তেনেকুৱা নেগেটিভ এটা হেৰি লৈ আহে, তো এপিয়াৰেঞ্চ লৈ আহে। চ' চেলছে কি কৰে আইডেণ্টিফাই কৰিব নোৱাৰে যে এইটো ভাইৰাছ হয় এনেকুৱা ভাইৰাছ হয়। চ' ইট ইজ এ নেগেটিভ চেলছ ভাইৰাছ। এণ্ড ছিংগল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড আইডেণ্টি ভাইৰাছ এতিয়া ছিংগল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ড আমি কি ছিংগল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড নে ডাবল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড DNA থাকে আমাৰ কি থাকে আমাৰতো ডাবল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড হয় ন, হয় নহয়। চ' উই ডু নট মিউটেট ফাষ্টাৰ, আমাৰ ইভল্ভ হয় বাট উইথ টাইম ইট টেক্স টাইম। এতিয়া ছিংগল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড কি হয় মিউটেট হয় বহুত সোনকালে ইভল্ভ হয়, ৰাইট। চ' সেইটো এটা কাৰণ এইটো বেছি ফ্লেক্সিবল হয়। ছিংগল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড এইটো ৰিলেট কৰক না, ছিংগল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড হয় কাৰণে বেছি ফ্লেক্সিবল হয়। আৰু ডাবল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড DNAটো কি হয় ডাবল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড হয়, তো এইটো সেইকাৰণে অকণ ৰিজিড হয়, সোনকালে মিউটেট নহয় বা চেঞ্জ নহয় বা ইভল্ভ নহয়। অ'কে, ন সেইকাৰণে ছিংগল ষ্ট্ৰেণ্ডেড যোনকেইটা RNA ভাইৰাছ সেইকেইটাৰ কাৰণে এই ভেকচিন বনোৱাটো বহুত টান। কাৰণ এতিয়া আমি ভেকচিনটো বনালোঁ তাৰপিছত এইটো কি বুলি কয় মিউটেট হয় আকৌ ভেৰিয়েশ্যন লৈ কিনে আহিলে আকৌ নতুন ভেকচিন বনাব লাগিব, আগৰ ভেকচিনটোৱে কাম নকৰিব, ৰাইট। চ' সেইকাৰণে RNA ভাইৰাছৰ কাৰণে ভেকচিন বনোৱাটো বহুত কষ্টকৰ কাম হয়। অ'কে, its main structural components can be thought of in layers. Core, the RNA genome is wrapped tightly by an nucleocapsid proteins to form a protective coil. Matrix, this coil is surrounded and given structure by the M matrix protein. Okay, মই ইমান well versed নহয়, okay, I'm not a doctor or something, just চাব আৰু so outer envelope of the outer cell is studded with two key spike proteins G protein glycoprotein acts like a key to attach to human or animal cells eto important G protein by glycoprotein acts like a key to attach to humans or animal cells aru F protein jotu thake fusion protein it acts like a drill machine je thake to drill kori kine virus to bitor fuse kori okay to fuse the virus with the cell membrane and allow entry that is virus to enter koribo now other proteins P and L work inside the virus to help it copy its genetic material once inside a host cell so pura mane structure মানে ইহঁতে ভাবকচোন কেনেকুৱা মানে যেনেকৈ ৰ এজেণ্ট এটা মানে সোমাই গৈছে আৰু তাৰপিছত গোটেইখিনি ইনফৰ্মেশ্যন মানে কপিজ জেনেটিক মেটেৰিয়েল ওৱান্স ইনসাইড এ হোষ্টেল কেনেকুৱা ৰিলেট কৰকচোন অ'কে India has experienced Nipah outbreaks in West Bengal 2007 and Kerala 21, 23, 24. Okay, so bisoto aisile. Now, demonstrating the ongoing threat and highlighting the critical importance of early detection, contact tracing, and a rapid medical response for public health preparedness. India's Nipah virus mortality rate has dropped from 91% in the 2018 outbreak to approximately 33% in recent years, 2023 and 25. So, আমি এইটো দিশত বহুত সংখ্যক কাম কৰিছিলোঁ. Then, this significant এইটো কিহৰ কাৰণে হৈছিলে? Significant improvement is attributed to কিহৰ কাৰণে হৈছিলে? Use of monoclonal antibodies and the antiviral drug remdesivir. So, antiviral drug যোনটো কোভিডৰ টাইমতো আমি ইউজ কৰিছিলোঁ remdesivir. Okay, especially in states like Kerala. So, এইটো কাৰণে আমাৰ কি হ'ল 91% আছিলে mortality rate মানুহ মৰিছিলে 91% out of 100% in 2018 to approximately 33% in recent years 2023 to 20. Now, এটা RT-PCR টেষ্টৰ কথা কোৱা হৈছে so এইটো টেষ্টটো আপোনালোকে জানে কোভিডৰ টাইমত বহুতখিনি হৈছিলে RT-PCR right so RT-PCR test is a very sensitive lab technique that detects tiny amounts of a virus's genetic material. How it works? It collect and convert RT reverse transcription of complex. Okay, viruses like coronavirus or Nipah contain RNA. So আমি দেখিলো যে single stranded RNA virus. Now the sample is treated with a special reverse transcriptase enzyme that converts the viral RNA into DNA. So এই viral RNA কি হয় DNA convert করা যায় by a special reverse transcriptase enzyme. এটা enzyme use করি Now copy and amplify PCR polymerase chain reaction. An enzyme polymerase then makes millions of copies of this target DNA. আৰু এই ডিএনএটো কি হয় মিলিয়নছ অফ কপি বনোৱা যায় ঠিক আছে কিয়ে বনায় এইটো পলিমাৰেজে বনায় পলিমাৰেজ এনজাইম okay it works like a photocopier one copy becomes 2 becomes 4 becomes 8 and so on this is the chain reaction now detection হ'ব লাগে okay কি ডিটেক্ট কেনেকৈ হ'ব যে ভাইৰাছ আছে নে নাই a fluorescent chemical probe is added the fluorescent chemical এটা ঢালা যায় okay if the target virus DNA is present the probe attaches to it and emits a fluorescent light during the copying process যদি আছে then কি হয় light fluorescent light এটা আহি যায় okay during the copying process copy কৰাৰ টাইমত light জ্বলি যায় so এইখিনি গোটেইখিনি মাইক্ৰস্কোপি বস্তু হয় right a machine fluorometer measures this light so এই fluorescence to measure কৰিবৰ কাৰণে fluorometer will measures this light to give a positive result in short RT-PCR converts viral RNA into DNA makes billions of copies গোটেইখিনি ইয়াতে লিখা আছে okay billions of copies of it and uses a glowing marker to confirm if the virus is present diagnosis of user right ঠিক আছে না এটা প্ৰিলিমছ প্ৰেক্টিছ কুৱেশ্যন দিছিলোঁ এইটো ট্ৰাই কৰিব কালি মই ইয়াৰ আনচাৰটো লৈ আহিম অ'কে উইথ এক্সপ্লেনেশ্যনছ কিন্তু আপোনালোকে কমেণ্ট ছেকশ্যনত জনাব যে কোনটো কাৰেক্ট হ'ব আপোনাৰ পৰা পাব না ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 1 কনচিডাৰ দ্য ফলোইং ষ্টেটমেণ্টছ ৰিগাৰ্ডিং নিপা ভাইৰাছ কাৰেণ্টলি দেয়াৰ ইজ নো WHO approved specific vaccine or antiviral drug for the treatment of Nipah virus infection in humans. Statement 2 the high mutation rate of the Nipah virus due to its double-stranded DNA genome is a major challenge in developing a long-lasting vaccine. Number 3, statement 3, RADT, rapid antigen detection test, is the most accurate method for confirming active infection in the early stages because it amplifies and detects viral genetic material. Statement 4, RT-PCR is a highly sensitive diagnostic method suitable for Nipah virus because it includes a step to convert viral RNA into DNA. Okay, so that's all for today. আমি বহুত সংখ্যক বস্তু জানিলো আজিৰ আৰ্টিকেলটোত ৰাইট so আৰু আকৌ কালি আহিম আমি okay thank you all study hard study regularly with consistency ঠিক আছে we'll meet tomorrow again okay thank you